Today's show is going to be interesting because we're answering one of the most common emails I get. And being a Western angler, trout fishing is a famous thing. Our area of the country is famous for that. So we're going to look at a couple of the easiest ways to learn to catch trout in a river or a lake on this episode of Fishful Thinker. One of the most consistent by a large margin of the two that we want to show you today is a hard bait of some sort. Jerk bait is what you guys are gonna think of if you're a fan of the show, and we appreciate that very much because we throw a lot of jerk baits, and if you're a fan, you would know that. This is a hit stick. It is to some version of a jerk bait. It's certainly a long stick bait of some sort. It can be fished exactly like a jerk bait, but the difference between the hit stick and most of the other jerk baits on the market is this will rise slowly in the water column. It does not sink. So I can cast it and I can let it float if I need to, and it will just come to the surface. I can pause it or I can retrieve it different ways. And because of the fact that it will float, it's not going to sink in shallow water in the river and cause me problems with snagging. If I snag it in open water, like in a lake situation, again, it will float. So the floating aspect of it helps it a lot. It also helps the bait be more effective in shallow water, which is one of the things I like because of trout rivers a lot of times tend to be shallow.
Since y'all are playing with bugs, I'm trying to catch fish. You play with bugs all you want, I'm going to catch fish. See, these guys like to flip rocks and look at bugs, and I'm like, that's cool, but if he'll just grab my hit stick one after the other, I don't have to worry about it.
That one's a nice, easy one.
I don't care what he's eating because I know he'll eat a hit stick. And we've said that for a long time, guys, and that's a little guy, so we'll be quick about him. Put him back right here.
Now, this hit stick right here, this is a number 11, and that's my most consistent all the way around for lakes, rivers, also just for the record for bass and smallmouth, everything else too. But the number 11 is a fantastic size for trout. It's the largest I would go and still focus on my consistency. If I want to be even more consistent, I would go to a number 9 for trout, and that's this size right here. That's what most of the footage you're gonna see was these two actual baits, the exact ones right here, being fished in the river.
There you go. I was gonna say, I just said a second ago there had to be one in there. Nicely done. That's a good one. Yeah, I'm gonna throw that over there. I'll come get your net. I got you, I got you. That's a nice one. All right, there you go.
Beauty.
That's a nice one right there, guys. And that we've already now today so far caught fish on 3 sizes and 2 colors, and we've only been fishing for an hour. And look at that. That's a nice. Look at that hit stick right there, guys. That's the smaller one there.
The number 9 is for sure extremely consistent. It's also easier to throw on lighter tackle, which I like because I like to throw relatively light tackle for trout. So something in the light power to medium light power is an excellent call.
Got him. Oh yeah, did you see that bite, dude? Did you see that bite?
Beautiful.
That's a big old fish too for this little stretch. Beautiful on the hit stick, easy, keeps him bending the rod. He's all tied up in the line now, so all right. We will take that one, we'll get him down in the water. Give you one more quick look, beautiful fish, and watch this.
And the number 9 hit stick's easy to throw. The other thing is it only has 2 hooks, which is one of the things I like, 2 trebles. You can replace those with single hooks, no problem. We've done that a bunch, we've tested it, it works just fine. Replace them with heavy wire single hooks and the bait will work just fine for you. But it only has 2 hooks, so it's a little easier to deal with trout and trout nets and things like that. I will tell you, if you remove 1 hook and only put 1 on there, your hooking percentage is going to go down a whole bunch, and your bait's not going to run exactly right. So I am an advocate of go ahead and putting 2 hooks back on to maintain the balance of the bait. You could put a ballast of some sort on there as whatever you need.
Got that one, there we go. That's a good one there too. And he splattered that thing. Ah, it's so funny, dude. One of the things we taught, look at that, dude. He got a whole face full of that. Oh, and it came out too. How nice is that, guys? You literally couldn't even see the plug in his mouth. Just as I say, he's got a whole face full of it, and it literally comes out, and that's because we smashed the barbs on those.
But our friend Dan Spangler, who designed this bait, or at least led the team, these flash discs right here, these little pieces of disc material on the bottom of the bait, are what create the perfect balance. And he put a lot of effort into where those go on this bait so that it will balance correctly. So if you take the hook off, all of a sudden it does not. So if you're really picky like I am, which I doubt you are, but if you are, weigh these two trebles and then weigh your other hooks, and you'll ensure that your bait runs exactly the same.
And one of the things you want to know is, will fish like this bite things like that? And I'm telling you right now, they will, guys.
The thing about the hit stick is it's so simple. I can literally throw it across the river and just retrieve it, just wind it across the river, and I have a good shot at catching lots of trout. And I want to work angles, so I will throw it typically somewhere between 45 degrees upstream and 45 degrees downstream.
Okay, easy, 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 and we'll let Austin, nice work with the net, Austin. All right, okay. And I'll take that.
There you go.
Thank you. Another one of these. Man, we should come here more often. Everybody yells when we don't give you a good look. There it is. There's the hit stick right there. A little hot orange bottom. That's Dan Spangler's handwriting right there. Thank you, Dan. Another beautiful brownie, guys. We're starting to rack them up in a hurry now, guys. And I've said forever, when you get around hard plugs, or you get around brown trout, a hard plug is very hard to beat. Rainbows and jigs go together. Hard plugs and browns go together. So years ago, we'd throw the balsa bait, the old Rapalas and stuff like that. But Berkeley's made these affordable. So this thing's less than or right at half of what a Rapala costs, way more durable. And as you see, a really good way to catch them.
I can get away with throwing it straight downstream and retrieving it upstream in the event that there's fish up against banks or something like that. But again, I do way better with the angles. It's rare that I'm gonna throw it straight up or straight down. If I'm gonna throw it straight down, it's gonna be down, and I'm gonna pull it up along undercut banks and things like that.
So guys, you look at that edge over there, that's a giant undercut. It's coming from 50 yards upstream, and the river's an outside bend all the way around right here. So your throws need to be right against that and then work their way out of there. A lot of the fish are gonna be right along the edge of the bank. So we throw it right up there, right on the edge of the bank, and then start working it out from there. And some people say, oh, well, you got bit in the middle of the river, but that's true. But a lot of the time, particularly with browns, they chase that thing out from that bank. They're very excitable fish. And so they chase it out from the bank. And so that's what we do. Oh, that one just got bumped. Felt like a little tiny. Oh my gosh, dude, do you see that?
Yes.
Jeez, throw yours in there, see if he'll grab it. Now, his is one size smaller. But you got to work that edge. Got him. There you go. Oh, he's jumping like mad. I'm in your way. Sorry about that. I was on the wrong side for that hook set. Nicely done, Mr. Parr. You like that little hit stick, don't you?
Yeah.
I thought you might. I'll get your net. Here, we need to net that one.
Pretty nice one.
In that case, we'll net him.
Gonna be a real dark fish. Look at him.
Where is he? Oh my God, where's he going? Easy. Good Lord, that's a real nice one.
Yeah, it is.
Look at that thing. That's a gorgeous fish. Yes, sir. That will work. And there's no shortage of those in here, apparently. Nicely done, bro. I'd give you knuckles, but my hands are full.
There you go.
There's the Rona bump. But, you know, that's why we talk about that edge. We made, what was that, the third or fourth presentation along there.
And then laid one a little bit further
Yep.
and had that fish eat it.
Well, but the deal is I'll start straight across and just work every few feet up the bank. Just keep making casts and keep working them
work
back.
upstream.
Yep, that's right.
Or, and this is one that's even easier still, just let it swim in the current. Stand out in the middle of the river, throw it down to the spot that you think there's fish sitting, and just let the bait sit there and swim on its own in the current and just sit there and do its thing. Because what you'll find out is it'll look like it's holding in the current just like other fish, and they're territorial. So big old brown trout will get tired of that thing sitting there if he's feeding anywhere near there. Even if he doesn't want to eat it, he'll bite it just because of the fact that it's crowding his feeding lane. It isn't going anywhere, and he'll bite it for that reason. I don't care why he bites it, right? So just letting it swim in one spot, and I'm telling you, it doesn't get any easier than that, and it's been very consistent having that bait do that.